So, Dan Merle said that my setup was great. That has nothing to do with this video. I just thought I'd mention that. Alright, let's get on with it. So everyone and their mother has done top 10 favorite comic book movies, so why haven't I done it? Because I just started, get off my back. So I kind of feel obliged to do my top 10 comic book movies. So, here they are. And you may be confused by a few things on the list. You could be like, hey, that's not a comic book movie, and you'd be right. So I'm doing favorite comic book movie and favorite superhero movie all in one, so I can throw in one of them, because I don't like hate comments, so I'm trying to avoid that. I'm still gonna get them though, because that's life. And I'm gonna try to fly through these because, you know, I'm a very busy person. So, number 10, Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I don't know what to say that hasn't already been said. It's like Star Wars. It gets that, you know, it's shaped the way for future movies, and it's a good time. That's all I got. Next, number 9, Avengers. This is another one that's been talked to death. There's more unique ones in here. I just sort of ran out of ideas when it got to the higher numbers. So, I mean, first time we see superheroes together, you know why this movie's good. Let's just move on to ones I have to explain while they're on here. Number 8, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Wait 1 second. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. It's amazing, right? Yeah. I just bought this for $10. Anyway, as I was saying, Edgar Wright, one of my favorite directors in Hollywood, makes an amazing and unique comic book movie that on his trailers just took a dump on. Sort of. Anyway, this sort of inspired me to, well, not inspired me to direct, but inspired me to sort of what my style is going to be like as a director. It's basically this movie. Yeah, it's great. There are some complaints people have that nobody's likable and the alternate ending's better than the actual one. And, you know, the story is sort of bleh, but the style more than makes up for that. And you can't watch this without a smile on your face, and I can't say that about a lot of movies. So yeah, Scott Pilgrim deserves that 8 spot. Number 7, Superman 2. Now this is like 1970s Superman, and this is what I grew up on. Like, I was like 8 at a friend's house, and I was just like, you have Superman? I want to watch Superman. I watched it, fell in love, got the second one, Blockbuster. Yeah, they were still Blockbusters back then. Watched it, blew my mind, and it's just been one of my favorite superhero movies since then, and for me, it's held up. May not have held up for people younger than me, but for me personally, it still works, and I love it. Even if they reuse the same Superman flying shot 12 times. Maybe not 12, maybe less, but still. They reuse that shot so much. Batman Begins, which is number 6, right? Yeah, number 6. So, this is technically what I would say is the least flawed superhero movie. Why is it number 6, you may ask? Well, because I don't have as much fun watching it. It's technical flaws and entertainment go together to make a perfect movie, in my opinion. It has to have both. It can't just be, oh, this is technically flawless, like The Revenant, but if I don't have a good time watching it, then it's not a great movie. By the way, I have not seen The Revenant, so don't get mad at me in the comments. I'll see it eventually. Anyway, as I was saying, Batman Begins. I mean, they actually make you feel like the next rational thing to do for a billionaire after he disappears in Asia for all that time. It makes you feel like, oh, yeah, he should become a vigilante just as bad. It's just the next logical step. And Batman 89 totally skipped over that because they didn't know, Tim Burton didn't know how to make that reasonable, but Christopher Nolan can. So yeah, you'll see more movies from him later on. I keep hitting the mic, I'm sorry. Number 5, Kingsman. I should probably have the DVD in my hand, right? Yeah, I'll do that. Number 5, Kingsman. That was worth it. Anyway, this is probably my favorite theater experience in a long time. I saw this with a friend of mine, and oh my god, did I have a good time watching this movie. The action. Matthew Vaughn can do an action scene. Like, oh my god, he can do an action scene. It's just every single hit you sort of felt as the audience. So every time someone got hit, you're like, oh, okay, it wasn't me. I don't know how to explain it, but he just puts you in the movie. And the story and acting and stuff was good too. But the action, oh my god. Number 4, The Incredibles. Now, this is another one I grew up on, and let me tell you, ever since I was, again, I think 8, that's when I started getting into superheroes. That's when this came out, and I loved it. I watched this, every sick day, which I had a lot of sick days back then, because I was always sick. Yeah, I guess I was a mute. I became a mute or something, but yeah. Watched that so much when I was younger. And even all the special features were great. There was a 1980s style cartoon of, the main characters with, Frozone and Mr. Incredible and stuff. And then they had the voice actors come in and narrate that cartoon and talk about how stupid it is and stuff. I don't know if it's good, but when I was, 8 or 9, I loved it. And that has nothing to do with the movie. For a kids movie, it just has, so many subplots of, divorce, and if everyone is perfectly equal, then no one is really anything. And it's just, no kid is gonna get that. For us film nerds, rewatching, we're just yeah. But kids are just can we just have more Jack? So yeah, great movie for all ages, and great movie for me, yeah. Number 3, Captain America: Winter Soldier. I better stop doing that. Anyway, this movie, I wouldn't say it's the best theater experience, because it wasn't, but it's one of those movies that just gets better each time you watch it. Guardians of the Galaxy was lower on the list, because I may have had a better time, the first time I watched it, but the more I watch it, I know the joke, so it's sort of not as good each time. But this, each time you watch it just gets better and better and better. Fighting choreography on point. One of the darker Marvel movies, which I'm kind of not so happy that Feige told the Russo brothers to make Civil War lighter and more jokey, because no, I like this tone. You have to have variety, Marvel, and this is one of the most, unique tones in a Marvel movie. So that's not the only reason why I like it, but I'm trying to keep these short, so move on to 2. Number 2. Oh, I don't have it. Hold on. X-Men: Days of Future Past. Now, in case you haven't noticed, I'm a huge X-Men fan. If you couldn't tell by this shirt, that comic, that poster, that comic, those comics over there you don't see, that 60s X-Men poster, those 4 comics. Yeah, I'm a huge X-Men fan, and man, did I love this movie. It's one of those few movies that you just walk out and you're just and I couldn't talk for 10 minutes. I was just what? One second. Sorry, I keep taking from my DVD rack and the whole thing just fell over. Where was I? Right, X-Men: Days of Future Past. Despite what a lot of people say, this felt like an ensemble X-Men movie. It didn't feel like a Wolverine movie surrounded by X-Men. Sure, Wolverine was who we saw this through, but after the first half hour, Wolverine wasn't in the first action scene. And then he was sent back in time, had a fight scene, and then was thrown in the background of the plot. So it really did feel like an X-Men movie instead of a Wolverine movie surrounded by X-Men, which I loved. And then you got the usual Quicksilver scene that everyone talks about. That's great. Yeah, I can't wait for the next one. Singer, better make it awesome. And just cinematography. Every single time, Magneto uses his powers, I just get chills. It's just like, whew. His powers are awesome. So, I think that's all I got. I could talk about this forever, but I'm not going to because time purposes. Honorable mention time. So, I don't want to talk too much about honorable mentions. So, Iron Man. Duh. Losers. If you haven't seen this movie, go see it. It's great. Red 1. Red 2's okay, but Red 1's really good. See it. Kick-Ass. You've probably seen it by now, but yeah, it's good. Anyway, number 1. I keep forgetting that. The Dark Knight. So yeah, I love The Dark Knight. My favorite movie of all time. Best comic book movie of all time. Performance is great, story great, cinematography great. Some movies are just so good that and people talk about how good they are so much that you've heard all this before. You know why it's good. I don't have to tell you. Even though it kind of is my job now. But still, who cares? I'm not going to tell you. And my battery light's blinking red, so I'm just going to jump to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed all this stuff and my weird personality. But, you came here, so that's what you get. Yeah. You comment what's your favorite superhero movies. Like, subscribe, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. I'll put a picture up, maybe some links if I finally figure that out, which I won't. But until then, so long, suckers.